Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We need these numbers up, baby. Now listen. Lookism 496 was sensational. We got to see that boom ass old baldy ass. No, he's not even balding, but that boom ass Cheonliang motherfucking die, bro. We got to see him die, and that was beautiful. We love to hear it. We love to see it. R.I.P. Nah, he may rest in hell. R.I.H. bro, because he was a menace to society. And the thing is, Vin Jin actually forgave him, which is crazy. Actually, he didn't even forgive him, but he didn't want to kill him because he didn't want to let his mama down. And but your man's greediness and hatred and evilness and vileness led him to his own death because he slipped and from his mama's handkerchief, headband thingy, and just died, bro. The same rock he tried to kill Vin with landed on his head top and exploded, made that like tomato. You know what I'm saying? They didn't actually explode, but he crushed his head and he died. Or the back of his back and died. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Nah, R.I.H. He deserves to burn for infinity for what he did. And then obviously his kid pulls up and he's like crying. He's like, but he's like, wait a minute, this is an opportunity for me to be ruler. I can finally be the king. I'll be charged now. What? I'm happy. Yes. Whoa, I'm in charge. Let me put on, and when the funeral's happening, he puts on a whole act. He's like, when he was dying, the last breath, he said, "It's yours, my son. Take care of Cheonliang." Like, bro, come on now. We know you capping. Also, the Cheonliang crew also find out about Vin Jin's Cheonliang crew. You know what I'm saying? They also find out about goddamn the master's sickness or mental sickness. He has PTSD when groups of people pull up because of how he was treated and orchestrated, but I can't even speak, the way he was just mistreated, pushed about, kicked, abused, all type of stuff. He was an offering, so he really had it tough out there. So he really, he has PTSD and he goes on a rampage. He can go on a rampage unless he passes out or some shit, and when he's on a rampage he can just beat everybody up, and he might be hard to stop. And they decide to tell the kids, one of the five kings decide to tell the kids, because it's like, yo, listen, actually, why am I saying one of the five kings when I got homie's name, bro? Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? But he decides to tell the kids because he's like, if I don't tell the kids, they might be in danger if he ever loses his mind. And this is probably has something to do how he dies, probably. I don't know yet, because we know he dies. Does PTSD kill him? Like, what kills him? Like, that's what I want to know. So no, it's been super interesting chapter, but let's move to the most interesting part of the chapter, the part that we really want to talk about. But before that, we gotta quickly talk about James Lee here. We find out, we kind of already knew that there's no way James Lee killed Garyong Kim by himself, and he didn't. He said he had help. And it seems like one of those help is the King of Seoul, which we'll talk about later. But there's an interesting conversation between him and Gun, because Gun is like, he calls Chairman Choi a fool for not sending himself and sending James Lee instead, or DG instead, which is an interesting thing here, because that just means that Gun, in his eyes, in his mind, him and Gu are on the same level as James Lee. He don't see him as no superior, and he's like, bro, you supposed to be the guy that took out Garyong Kim, and he's like, come on, bro, even I'm not strong enough to take out Garyong Kim. And my last video, I was completely correct about the five kings having the potential to match James Lee, not match him now, obviously, but match him back then, because especially them together, they became a problem, and he was worried, and he was like, damn, bro, like, they much stronger than, and especially, obviously, the king of Cheonliang being super, super strong, which is interesting, because that just says that other king must be a beast, bro. But the King of Seoul, we now know who that is, you know what I'm saying, and his name is Kim, right? But he's not the Kim y'all top, bro. His name is Gitae Kim, or just Kim Tae, depending on which translations you read, guys. So, my bad if like I'm saying the wrong name, but that's because there's hella different translations, so it's not always clear which version to go with. So I would usually go for the void scans one, because that's the one I'm saying, that's usually matches the same as the one on webtoon. I also read it. I pay for webtoon as well, but they're a bit behind sometimes. Ji Chang Kwak is the guy that I was talking about, that tells the Cheonliang kids about the PTSD, by the way. It always takes me a second to get these names right. But yeah, so we now know who the King of Seoul is, and it is Tae Kim's brother. Now we know that Garyong Kim had many kids around the place, and we know Tae Kim is actually the one that reminds people of Garyong Kim, because he has that same kind of attitude, that same no give up attitude, and when he's in that zone, he's basically unstoppable. And now we know that Gitae, he just looks evil as hell, bro. He looks like a super villain. You can see him on my thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? That he just looks like pure insanity and pure evil. But I'm very excited to see now the next few chapters. We're probably gonna go back to the present, because we'll pretty much finish Vin Jin's backstory. I suppose we still gotta find out how his master dies, and his fight. So we probably got like maybe three, 4 more chapters of this, and then we should be back in the present. But it's good to get some of this information here. I think Lookism does flashbacks usually really, really well, because they're very, very interesting, and they're about characters that we normally want to know more information about, or been wanting to know more information about, and we therefore care about what's happening next. And in this one here, we've been speculating on Tae Kim's brother. So Tae Kim is gonna have to defeat this guy. I'm pretty positive, because Tae Kim is he's gonna play a much more important role than his brother. His brother obviously would play a pivotal role, because he's going to be one of the final villains, but I think Tae Kim himself is going to be the one really playing the key strong role here. But yeah, I'm super excited to see how strong he is. We know he's strong as hell, because JMC is like, this is the person I'm going to use to help me defeat all the 5 kings. And on top of that, he's going to be he's going to be the one I'm put in charge of King of Seoul, as King of Seoul. But as far as I heard that he's supposed to be in Mexico or something. Oh, is here when he comes back from Mexico. There's so many PTJ goddamn stories happening. I can't keep up with all of them, so I don't really know his backstory like some people might. I mainly read Lookism, sometimes Manager Kim, and sometimes How to Fight, but it's hard to keep up with all of them. How to Fight kind of lost me in season 2, basically, when after they stopped the main guy, because right now I'm not really interested in the current villains and the current direction of the story, and just how strong he got so quickly as well. It's kind of a bit underwhelming. I don't know, it's just not I don't really care about the characters as much as I care about the characters in Lookism. There's a lot of characters in Lookism I like. There's not that many I like in How to Fight. I don't even really like the main guy himself at all, really. So it's I don't really like the crew that much. There's really no one I really like apart from Taekwondo, homie, bro. So it's tough. But that's it, guys. What do you guys think of this chapter? Did you like it? What you think of Gitae Kim? And do you guys think how strong is he? He's definitely, I say, around James Lee level, which is Gun and Goo level. So he's up there for sure. But let me know what you guys think. It's been your voice, Supreme Uchiha the God. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I am out of here.